Everything you need to know about lighting with a chocolate egg. This by no means is a new thing in photography education at all. As far as I was aware, it kind of goes way back, like 1960s, 1970s in photography classes, but stand to be corrected. A few videos that I looked at in research of this, a lot of people said that it was their concept, so maybe it is, but as far as I was aware, it's kind of almost as old as photography education in a way. And the idea is that you take an egg and you shoot it at least 5 different ways, or 10 different ways, or however many different ways you want, but you're not allowed to move the egg, you're not allowed to put any accessories in there, you just have to change the lighting. And this is a brilliant little experiment that you can do at home on a rainy day, and even helps you out in the field to just understand how light shapes a subject, changes the atmosphere around it, and gives you some really nice different effects, and just quite good fun to do. It's Easter today, so I'm using a chocolate egg just to shake things up a little bit, but you could use any object you like really. So all I'm going to do really is move the light around for you so that you can see some different effects. So I'm going to switch the light off to start with, and we've just got my main light over there giving us a little bit of light coming from that direction, and then I've got quite a concentrated little desk lamp light, not the most flattering light in the world, but quite good for this hopefully. And the first thing that I want to kind of get across is that all these little rays of light coming from my lamp go in a pretty straight direction, but because of the way the lamp's designed, they'll all go off at different angles. And as a result, the closer I get to my little eggy, the more rays of light are going to hit that egg. And as a result, it's a much harsher bounce back with the light from our light side, but also a much harsher shadow that we can see on the other side. The further I get back, the further I move the light source back, those light rays are still going in a straight line, but more of them are now missing the egg. So fewer light rays are hitting the egg, and that gives us a softer light. You can see on this side of the egg, it's now much softer, the shadow's getting softer, and that will continue to happen as I move my light source back. Bringing it in close again for the harsh. So depending on what you're photographing, that gives us a lot of information straight away. Do you want that kind of high key, high contrasting, in which case you're going to want your light source quite close, or do we want a nice diffuse light? When we're out in the wild, quite often that diffuse light is coming from cloudy skies and things like that. So do you need to introduce any extra light, artificial light, in order to give us some like harsher lines, a bit more contrast going on? We can see the shape in the chocolate a lot more clearly when we've got harsh light coming through than when we soften it up by bringing our light source further back. What we can do now is just have a bit of a play about with the light, so we can try it from different angles. So your classic portrait light might be coming from just above 45 degrees from our little eggy, and if that was a human subject or even an animal subject, that gives quite a flattering light and a nice shadow behind. We can take our light source below, and that will give a different effect. If I come in close, you'll see that will give a different effect, different dark side to it. We can light from above and even behind our subject to give a little bit of rim light around the edge of the egg. A lot of the face will be silhouetted, and that can be quite cool as well. So this is great fun to play about with at home, lighting different subjects using any different light source. You can change the colour of the light, you can do all sorts of things. But what about out in the field? Well, if this wasn't a little egg and it was actually, I don't know, an interesting seashell out on the seashore, you might be dictated with the light as to what the weather's doing, and you might have diffuse light coming from above, or maybe it's the midday sun coming down on it. So what you might want to introduce is ways of bouncing the light, and that might be as simple as introducing something white and just bouncing the light back onto the shadow side of your subject. You could also introduce artificial light and counteract what's going on with the sun for a bit more brightness. And there you go, everything you need to know about how to light a subject with a little egg. Thanks for watching, folks. See you in the next one.